So follow these 3 easy rules and you will win every gunfight. And this is just one bodyguard's advice. I am a licensed Texas personal protection officer serving, and I bring you this advice and take it or leave it. All right, so the first rule to win every gunfight: bring a gun. Not enough to own a gun. Not enough even to train a lot with it. You have to carry it with you. You have to have it in your possession if there's a gunfight in order for it to be a gunfight. Always remember that rule. Take your gun with you. Don't leave it behind thinking, today is not the day I'm likely to need it. Bring your gun. That's rule number 1. Now, rule number 2, to win every gunfight: bring enough gun. Why do you need to bring a duty-size gun? Well, you might not need to bring a duty-size gun, a full-size gun, but you better bring enough gun. And you know your situation, you know the circumstances you're going to be in better than anybody. But in every situation that you are in, bring as much gun as you can. That is rule number 2 to winning every gunfight. Be present at the gunfight with as much gun as you could bring that day. Sometimes you have concealment issues, weight, size considerations. You're the best judge of these things. But bring as much gun as you can. Have as much gun as you can carry with you every day. So that's rule number 2. But a couple of more words about that before we move on to the third, and probably the least common sense rule of the 3. You can see that this is a safe weapon. One reason you want to bring as much gun as you can, if you can get away with it, a duty-sized gun like a G45. It is a duty-sized gun, even though it's got a compact slide. Got a full-size frame. One of the reasons is to bring a full-size or duty gun with you whenever you can is because of capacity. You don't want to hang your life or someone else's life on a statistic that probably doesn't even exist. I have never actually seen it on a credible source that you only need 3 rounds in your average gunfight. 3 rounds at 3 yards, what have you. There's no such statistic out there, and I would not hang my life, like I said, on a statistic, even if it were true. So you need as many rounds as you can carry within reason. You don't want to leave those rounds at home, or you may find yourself missing them in the moment. Another thing about a full-size or duty gun is the controls. They're all easier to manipulate. Under stress, you need a little distance between the controls. On micro guns, they're just too close together, too small to be manipulated well in a hurry. You know the old trope about how it's difficult to engage your fine motor skills when you're under stress, and there's something to that. So you're going to want to maximize your ability to succeed in a gunfight by making sure you've got a weapon whose controls aren't tiny and not all pushed together. Another aspect or advantage, I should say, of a large pistol, relatively large, is not only the capacity, not only the controls, but accuracy. If you have a red dot, it sort of mitigates this factor a little bit, but if you're running irons, the distance between your front and sight posts creates the sight radius. The longer they are apart, the more accurate you're going to be. But even if you are running a red dot, it doesn't, there's another factor to accuracy. And it's just a fact that larger guns are easier to control and to be accurate with. There's a lot more real estate to get your hands onto, and it's a lot easier to use the weapon effectively if it's a standard size gun, duty or full size. It's just it's just a fact. So, rule number 1 to win the gunfight, bring a gun. Rule number 2 to win a gunfight is to bring enough gun. And rule number 3 is that he who hits first wins. He who hits first wins. You may have heard of John Correia. He's the driving force and the originator of active self-protection. If you've any familiarity with the gun carrying self-defense community, the YouTube gun tuber community, then you're probably already aware of John Correia. But if not, look up his channel, Active Self-Protection. Over the years, this former minister, now a self-defense church security trainer, travels around the country being paid by individuals, groups, and churches to teach them how to shoot and how to organize church security teams, etc. Well, he spent many years before doing these things, while he was still a minister, analyzing in depth some 40,000 incidents recorded on video of DGUs, or defensive gun uses. And almost every single time, I mean, you're down into less than 1%, I believe, of outliers. Almost every single time in those 40,000 videos that he analyzed, the one who shot his counterpart first won. And those are just the facts. The statistics I'm aware of are in line with his observations, his analysis. And so if you want to win the gunfight, bring your gun, make sure it's enough gun, and hit first. And tailor your training accordingly. You know Aaron Cowan from Sage Dynamics, how he closes every video by saying, train accordingly. Well, that is a truth we should live by, and we should train accordingly. We should be training first and foremost. It's not the only thing we need to learn and practice and perfect, but it is the first thing, because the idea behind self-defense with a firearm is to win the gunfight. And if out of 40,000 times, only a minuscule number of those incidents was a person able to win the gunfight after he was shot, then the gambler always goes with the odds. And the odds are stacked so far in the favor of the one who hits first with his firearm that really needs to be paramount in our skill set. So be working on your dry fires, your draws, and putting a round in the A zone. Once you've done that, then you can move on to other skills. But be the first one to score a shot on the A zone or the brain box. The latter goes without saying. And you'll win every gunfight. Statistically speaking, you will win every gunfight.